I got some. Hey, hold on. Let me grab this shit out the car real quick. Roll this shit up, nigga. Shit blow your motherfucking wig back, nigga. Burn notice, nigga. Silverback gorilla enters in this rap. Burn son.
The first time I heard somebody spitting gas, we used to have we had a few dudes on the block that used to get into a circle and just spit. One of the original rappers from PA was a nigga named DR Shake. Shout out to my nigga Shake. That's San Quinn, older brother actually. He grew up in East Palo Alto. He used to be by the rec selling weed and shit. And as a youngster, the rec was kind of like where all the thugs hang out. So we used to sneak over there to the rec and go hang out with the OGs. And Shake used to be out there busting, you know what I'm saying? Just rapping for like 8 minutes straight and shit, just straight spitting fire like. And it's funny because as a youngster, I used to look up to Shake like, damn, that nigga hard as fuck. So I used to go home and practice me and my nigga Doc Louie, shout out to my nigga Doc Louie. We used to go to the house and practice our shit. So one day we built up enough raps, enough courage, we went up there and tried to battle Shake. So me and Doc, we see Shake out there sitting on the little bit, on the fence. We walk up like, nigga, we want to battle you, nigga. He said, both of y'all niggas. We like, hell yeah, nigga. He like, all right, nigga, spit your shit then, nigga, go ahead. Shout out to my nigga Shay. He know this is a true story. He gonna laugh when he see this shit too. So me and Doc, we spit our little shit, nigga. We went with our individual little verse. Then we was doing some Run DMC shit on him, like going back and forth. Man, that nigga said, hey, that shit kind of tight though. But check this out. And went in on us. Hey, that nigga went in on us for about 8 minutes. That nigga talked about what we had on. That nigga talked about we were selling Barron weed and all kind of shit. That nigga went in on us. And but that, you know what I'm saying, it didn't hurt our feelings. We was laughing at the shit like, damn, that nigga ate our ass up. But what Shake did, and I don't know if he noticed, he sent us back to the drawing board like a motherfucker.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to my nigga Shake, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my nigga Doc Louie, you know what I'm saying?
Shit. Some of the, well, I mean, I've seen gas spitting in person. And we could talk about that later, but like, hip hop, corrupt, bro. Gas.
Okay. He had a little run.
He just had so much gas. He was the epitome of that shit. His game spitting was crazy. And then there's like Brother Lynch.
He had gas too.
But he's just really, really graphic.
He got a
you know what I'm saying? You got X-rated. He's really graphic. But I was with all that. I was listening.
Have I ever heard somebody gassing? Well, there's different levels to that answer. So, hip hop and rap music, since I was a kid. So, when I was real young, like early 90s and shit, like Big Daddy Kane and shit like that, and you're like, oh, he's busting, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is dope, And then, we on the West Coast, my older cousin would always be showing me like the NWA shit and stuff like that. He's a big Eazy-E fan and shit like that. But so when No Vaseline came out, Ice Cube, dude's talking some shit, you know what I mean? Shout out to Ice Cube, man. Very underrated in the rap game, dude. He should be mentioned in top 5 Dead or Alive like every time, and they always leave him out. And everybody sampled his shit, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, back to it. But then like dudes like Biggie and shit come out and you party and bullshit, and you're like, oh shit, this is on another level, you know what I mean? And you hearing all these cats, and you just like, oh man, he's gas, oh shit, this is gas right here. And you hear like different battle MCs too, you know what I mean? But 1995, when Bad Influence came out with Ann Diddley and fucking Rappin' Ron, holy shit, that shit was on another level. That shit just kind of blew my mind. Rappin' Ron, man, rest in peace, Rappin' Ron. He was just ahead of his time, you know what I'm saying? When I heard his shit, that nigga Ron's back with a bomb set. I'm smoking on, signing on a contract, and you won't never see me sober because I'm always lit. And when I spit, I don't want to hear y'all say shit. Niggas talk shit when I text they ass, while they bitches be begging for a backstage pass. I'm like, woo, that's gas, boy. And his wordplay, his cadence, his delivery, it was perfect. It was way ahead of his time, and he was on some other shit, man. So yeah, that was when I guess that was when I really realized, yeah, that's what gassing is, you know. You know, and later on, you know, that shit all evolved into like cats that I think gas nowadays, you know, like Locksmith, you know what I mean, probably one of the dopest ever to do it, you know what I mean. I mean, MC Juice, freestyle wise, back in the day, Chicago Juice was off the hook, you know what I mean. But yeah, Locksmith, Crooked Eye, those cats. But you know, Justo. But yeah, Rap Around, man, 1995, first time I could officially say, yeah, I heard somebody gas, and like that's what gas is.
Even Andre Nicotina had gas. He was spitting.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Hard with it. Sebo had gas. Man.
She gonna change my life.
Selsky had gas. Two took days.
Yeah, oh man, and his crew too.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, again, you know, rap music was considered, this sort of this gimmick, a disposable thing, a novelty that would be over next week and forever and ever. So then I became a DJ on the radio, and then I would play it. Now, in the early '80s, as a DJ, and I would also listen to the radio. So K-Soul, which morphed into Wild 107 later on. Anyway, they would have like some of the best music, and they would do like these mixes in the middle of the day, and they had like great DJs there. And Marcus Gutierrez was one. So these DJs in the Bay Area, you know, before the internet, were very influential for, you know, getting out this music. And of course, back then it was a lot of electro, kind of, you know, the up-tempo, sort of like Miami Bass, and it was electro, Africa Bambaataa, and everybody from New York making all this incredible music, and then also in LA. But the music started coming out, and like there would just be new people all the time, and different releases. And like, for example, the Fat Boys came out, and people were like, wow. And it was true. And I would say that in terms of like, you know, spitting gas, that one, you know, hearing them was one of those things that just stopped you in your tracks and these records were all just sort of coming out. And another thing about them was that, you know, with hip hop and rap, there was only so much of the music. So if you listen to DJs like on the radio, as I mentioned, like Queso, where I would listen to, and then Calax is where I would DJ. If you were playing it, you know, if you couldn't really do an all rap show, because you would play like Prince, you play funk as well, Michael Jackson, you play like a lot of the funk. You throw in, of course, P-Funk, Funkadelic in there. But as time went on, there was more and more people spitting serious gas that, you know, just sort of blew your mind. And that, I think, up to a certain point, I would say up to like the mid-90s was when it went beyond that. So at a certain stage in hip-hop, whether you were, and if you listen to old interviews with Shock G, rest in peace, from Digital Underground, he talks about in the late 80s when Digital Underground were forming, and they're totally into P-Funk, you know, they were very particular about the samples they used. So they wouldn't, if you as an artist used, say, a certain sample from a certain Funkadelic album, they were like, oh man, we can't put that out, you know, because it was about originality, not just in production and choice of samples, but also in your flow. So, you know, all the time when you heard a new artist come out, an MC, they would be spitting fire because that's how they got out, because they had to be unique. And I think by maybe the mid to late 90s, that kind of just went away. Nowadays, you know, there's no shame in sounding like someone else, but, you know, people still have their voice, but I would say that there's less distinctive voices now overall as there were back in the day when there was fewer artists.
I can tell by the taste. Take that Reggie Bush with you, here's a trash bag. Nigga smoking garbage truck juice, be the hashtag. Damn, my nigga.